Okay, guys, when I got these cards, I thought they were oracle cards, and I liked how, I didn't really look, to be honest with you, when I ordered these. I just like the circles. Okay, so these are past life oracles. So if you believe in, past life, or you want to see possibly whom you may have been in a past life, that's what these cards are. So if this reading doesn't resonate with everybody, just click off. You know what I mean? I'm just going to try and see what comes out. Somebody may need to hear this. Whoa. Okay, so we got 4. All right. This one says you could have been an explorer. They show a ship. So if you do see like sailboats and ships and stuff like that, it says maritimer. So maybe that's a name for some kind of pirate, because it says you could have been a pirate, a ocean traveler, all about water here, a fisherman. You could have been a professional fisherman in a past life, crab, something, like almost like that show, The Deadliest Catch. Okay, and on the other side of the card, these are things that you may have experienced that you possibly could be experiencing now if it trickled down through all the generations. If nobody changed it, or like they say, broke the curse. My nana, or Italian, she used to say, there's a curse, and my nana didn't talk to her own sister for about 9 years, and I never understood that, but now I kind of do. But the fact that we went there and they didn't speak, but we still went there, that's what was confusing. Okay, so anyways, these are some of the things on the backside. So you could have been a sailboat is very significant. It's funny because I have never been on a sailboat, but I see them all the time. Like even in my crystals, they come up. So maybe this card is for me too. All right. So it says these are things that could have happened on the back. You could have been deceived or betrayed in love. Your faith could have been forced. It says forced conversion. Wow, this really does sound like my. I didn't know what these cards. This really does sound like me. I was raised Catholic, and I was. All right, let's not talk about me. So it says guilty conscience from trauma. So you could have been. Oh God, this is triggering me. You could have been made to feel guilty or you could have had to feel guilty for. Okay, here's an example of how my childhood. We always had to make my mom feel better. Like, even if we were coming an hour away to a holiday celebration and we'd be there 6.5 hours, okay? And then wanted to get the kids home from Christmas, she'd still make me feel guilty when I was leaving that she didn't get to talk to me, and that was how most of my life went. So I don't know if that's somebody guilty conscious, I can't say that word, and childhood trauma. The location you could have lived in a past life, if this is you, could have been Asia. Okay, starvation or dehydration and death, you could have experienced that. Prophecy and gifts and lessons. So this definitely was about you had something going on with your religion, faith, whatever back then. Uh, it says gifts and prophecy. So if you were like a prophet, somebody who taught people lessons, and you had gifts. Maybe there wasn't a lesson. Maybe you taught lessons. Maybe you were a teacher too. Something like that. It says pre-Columbian Americans time frame. No idea what that means. No idea what that means. So maybe if somebody wants to look that up. If I had two phones that worked, I would look that up for you. And it says your identity, I don't know what this means. Grandchild, identity. You could have been very important to your grandfather. Identity. I don't know if that's like an identity crisis or you identified as a grandchild. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's that one. Now this could be somebody else's. All right. Direct descendant, royalty, distant relationship, deposed or loss of title, illegitimate. My ear is freaking buzzing big time. What this sounds like to me is somebody lost their position. Illegitimate. There could be. You could have. I don't want to get really speaking on that. You could have found out that you were somebody else's child. These people are very wealthy. You can see. Okay. So I'm not sure what direct descendant means either. Descendant. Direct descendant. When I say that, I feel like that's military, but I don't know. But this is this could have been your past life. You could have been maybe somebody's illegitimate child. You see how this woman's walking behind him? That's what they do in different cultures. Sometimes the woman has to walk 15 feet behind. Or this could be you walking away from, like, an important woman here. Okay, I'll go to the back. And look at, that's like corset times. So that, this could have been in the past life. So don't worry. I started getting worried. I'm like, oh no, illegitimate. But this could have been in a past life. Doesn't mean it's now. Okay. You got to think about, I don't know how I didn't believe in this because of what I've read in the Bible and everything. But what's funny, want to know what made me a huge believer? All my life, my mom always liked to go to mediums, to Lilydale, a little place where all mediums, psychic mediums live, and they do readings and stuff, and they are pretty accurate, just like some of the tarot readers on YouTube that actually have psychic abilities. You can see that they pick up, I know they pick up stuff from my story. There's no way people could have known. The point I'm getting to is, oh no, please don't let me forget. See, because I go off on a tangent. Oh, do you think that, that New Jersey, I don't know if anybody knows that show. She was a New Jersey medium, and she literally would walk into an ice cream shop and pick out somebody because she could pick up their, that there was like a crossed over loved one that wanted to come out. I didn't know if I was a believer in that. Now I am. Because I see people who are crossed over so vividly, and now their mouths are moving and trying to speak to me. So I am going to try to talk to people to find out what the heck to do with it. But anyways, I just wanted to share that. Like, how do they, the mediums, talk to the crossover, because there's actually mediums who speak and they give messages from people. There's actually a guy known to do that. He scribbles, and I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is, how do they see him if there was not passed over people coming back? If they're coming back in her visions, how is there not past lives? Okay, so anyways, this says you could have been tortured or even tortured to death in a past life. Underground civilization, maybe railroad location. That could have been your location. Wow, that's way back if it was underground. Psychological. I thought it said philosophical. It says psychological or verbal abuse or trauma you could have dealt with. Cult and faith. I don't really know what a cult is. I looked it up the other day. It's a group of people like witches who come together. I don't know anything about it. Cults. I didn't even know that, now I'm hearing the word. And it could be just people like a church or something. It could have been about your faith. You could have had people come against you, or you could have been a part of a cult, a religious, something. Companionship and love. So you did have a companionship and love. Your identity, you identify as a friend to people mostly. I think that's what that identity means. Okay, American Civil War era. Wow, I said that too with dissident. So I got to look up what that word is. American War era time frame. So you were in the American Civil War era. Passive conformity and lessons. You could have had strict militant like parents, even if they weren't in the military. Okay, so there's that one. I'm going to go a little quicker. I didn't expect this to be so long. It's already, 11. Wow. Does that say 11:11 on the clock? 11:11 on the clock for somebody. Okay. Minutes, not the time. Okay, here we go. This one says magic. You could have been a sorcerer or a sorceress. Wiccan, so that's like, I don't know much about Wiccan, but it's spells, nothing malicious. It's just people who, that's how they manifest. I don't know much about it. So, an illusionist, a magician, an alchemist. So you were somebody who, wow, you were like poised. You were humble. You were able to control your emotions even in a past life. Even back then, you were alchemy. That's being able to transmute negative energy when it comes, even if it's not immediate. You know how to change the emotions and get into a better vibe. That's what an alchemist is. An illusionist is somebody, I believe, who shapeshifts. That you can be in two places at once, but not literally like a multitasker. Okay, so on the back it says mystical in faith. So you were mystical and you had a lot of faith in. You did have a lot of faith here. You could have been a mystical person. You did have an affair in love. Grandparent is who you identified as most to people, a grandparent. Crusades and Inquisition time is the time frame. Could have been a crusader. That's back, going way back. I'm thinking, why am I thinking? I know this is not even close, but for the crusader, oh God, it popped in my head and popped back out. Shit. All right, I'll think of it. Oh my God, Robin Hood. I don't know. Hypothermia or death. You could have died from hypothermia. That's isn't that from the weather? From being too cold, freezing to death? Maybe you got stuck outside, or something like that. Oceania location. So you could have lived by the ocean. Loss of status or reputation. Somebody could have, caused some trauma with your name or your reputation back in the day. Okay. A lot of times that happens to spiritual people because, again, it's about what your beliefs are. I know this may sound easier said than done, but I like to learn about everybody's culture, about everybody's religion, about everybody's race. You know why? Because everybody is different. And if we all accepted everybody's religion, everybody's culture, everybody's race, everybody's actions, everybody's attitude for what it was, this world would be such a better place. Okay, one more. And then the readings, and then I'll end it. And like I said, if you don't resonate with this, I understand. But I wanted to do this And now that I did, I'm pretty excited because I think they were dead on for a couple things for what I think. Okay, so now this one says revolutionary. So you could have been in the war. You could have been a rebel. Look at Scooby-Doo bus, Scooby-Doo van. How funny. I just was singing this morning. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. What are you? You could have been like, oh God, I'm getting Woodstock. It says an adventurist, and I never heard this word. Anarchist, ANARCHIST. Oh, anarchist, like anarchy. But I wish I had something to look it up. I do have a dictionary, but it's too small. Revolutionary, activist. Okay, so you could have been a nonconformist. You could have been all about peace and love. That's what's on here. You just wanted the whole world. Look at, oh my goodness. I was just talking about different races and different cultures, and look at, there's two different colored hands here for a reason. This is scary. Because I didn't even know this card was there. Look at my head's itching. Okay, so anyway, well, you can't see, but it is. I did this so you could actually see the cards, guys. I hope you don't mind. I don't know how I fit. Actually, it was by accident. The camera tipped, and I'm like, wait. Okay, so anyways, this is a pretty fun card here if you were this in a past life. And these are the things that could have happened to you. Sacrificial faith. Somebody could have sacrificed you because of your faith or your belief system. You could have been in the war and had trauma from the war. Arctic or Antarctic could have been your location. I'm getting Alaska. I'm getting, that isn't even, what's that thing? Put one foot in front. That's what's coming up in my head. In front of the other. That's what I picture, a cold place, Antarctic. And this is probably about the Antarctic Sea. I am probably way off, so don't take my advice on any of these location things, please. I'm not very good with directions. Arctic or Arctic. Okay, you could have died from poison. Wow. But maybe people did that back in the day. Maybe that's where the stuff, when people talk about in tarot, came from, because people used to do it back then. Okay, so truth and discernment is what you practice. That's lessons I feel that you taught people. You were truthful and you knew how to discern, like, good from bad. So, or you had a lesson in that. Age of Enlightenment time is the time frame. So to me, that's like Age of Enlightenment would be before Jesus. Who knows? Mother identity. Your identity, how people saw you the most, was as a mother. So polygamous or polyamorous relationship. I didn't even know these things had this on there. So you could have been, somebody who, they say married two people, but it could have just been about sexual. You know what I mean? You could have been just, if you were a hippie, like a free spirit here, you could have had more partners. That wasn't a big deal to you, though. Like, some people, and I'm just going to say it, really, really look at this as being like, oh my God, look at what they're doing. It's part of life. You can be attracted to a male and a female. I look at females and go, wow, she's gorgeous, but I don't like, you know what I mean? People, I don't know. I'm just saying. I think, like I said, the same thing with religion and race. Too many opinions. If everybody could just accept everybody the way they are, you know what? If that was how life was, think about how much better it would be. Okay, so that was pretty cool. I'm going to do one of these maybe once a week because there are like 150 cards here. So if you're curious to know what you were in a past life, I can do a reading for you. And oh wow, look at this one. The Town Beauty. You were, well, this is just one that fell out. I'm showing you. Prostitute, it says. Oh my God. Struggles in appearance. Femme fatale. So this is also about masculine and feminine. There's a reason this fell out. Masculine and feminine. If you are a man and you can't be vulnerable enough to be like, oh, you know, like a female, you should have a balance of both. You know what I mean? Like, I get probably too much masculine, and I'm trying to work on that. Like, you know, I was wearing all black for a while there, but my life felt like it was all black for a long time. So, oh my God, these cards really go deep. Somebody was a hoarder. And there's a, is that a puppy? Or a sheep? Or a sacrificial lamb is what I meant, a lamb. Okay. Hope this helped you guys. Let me know if you did like it, you know, so that I could do them in the future if you want. Thank you so much. Kelly here, Mystical Madness. Don't forget to hit the like button if you resonate. Thank you.